What's up, guys? Back with another video. So it was just reported by ESPN MMA, which is a publication or a media outlet that I follow. I'm an MMA fan, and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, the movie star and former professional wrestler, is going to star in a movie. And we can read here, it says, this is the first image of Dwayne Johnson as UFC legend Mark Kerr in his upcoming A24 film, The Smashing Machine. His training and transformation for the role has been impressive. First look at Dwayne Johnson as Mark Kerr. Now, I've never heard of Mark Kerr until I saw this news with The Rock. It showed up on kind of my timeline just through Google. I saw an article, but then also on YouTube because I follow ESPN MMA. I saw it again posted there just earlier today. Very interesting. It's the palatability. I mean, you look at this. Does this This is extremely impressive. Like, this is The Rock. I have to take like a couple closer looks. Like, how is it that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, can literally transform himself into a Caucasian man, almost totally unrecognizable? I mean, the physique, you can kind of tell, oh yeah, it's a similar physique, bodybuilder kind of aesthetic. But you look at like with the hair, the facial symmetry, the bone structure, you're like, wait a second. That's The Rock. Like, obviously there's a lot of makeup and the technology with cosmetics and all the art and stuff they're able to do, but it's crazy how they can use it. There's only a certain amount of people that have the talent to able to pull this off. Now, we're going to see when the movie comes out, how good it is portraying the character. Like I said, I'd never heard about this guy, Mark Kerr, until I saw this, a reference here. But I'm looking at this like, what? You look at the image, this is a rock? But what it is the palatability, right? Palatability where with a lot of biracial people, mixed people like The Rock. Even in the movie, which I really liked the movie I saw, it's called Black Adam. It's probably my favorite superhero movie that I've seen recently. And it came out, I think, last year or 2022, 2023. That movie was really good. A lot of action and, it was a biracial superhero, The Rock. But the thing is, in the movie Black Adam, The Rock basically played as a kind of Egyptian person, I believe. I don't know all the details of like the lore in the film of like where it takes place, but I'm guessing it takes place in the Middle East and, just based off the scenery, scenario, etc. I'm guessing Egypt, right? In the movie, the character, he's like referenced as like a god. There's a throne and like the people like salute him. They have a statue of him. So the Rock, Dwayne Johnson, can pull that off. He can play a Samoan person in a film, right? Wasn't he a voice actor for some Disney or Pixar kind of production? Because The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is half Samoan and half black. I think his father is African descent. The Rock is extremely palatable, Dwayne Johnson. This is one of the reasons why he's essentially catapulted into the major media spotlight and has been in all these roles for years, over 2 decades now. I remember The Rock when I was a kid watching WWF at that time. It was called WWF, late 90s, early 2000s. I only watched it for a few years, but that time, I guess they call it the Attitude Era in WWF, and that's when The Rock was really popular. Still is popular today, but this was before he got into the motion picture stuff. So he was already popular with WWF at that time. But then I remember he jumped into motion picture. He did a couple movies that were kind of like flops, but then he did some good ones. And he just kept at it and kept at it. And here we are, 20 years down the line, and he's still getting these major deals to do these movies. But the point is, when I analyze kind of his career and the roles that he plays, he's like the most ambiguous guy in the film. Like, right? Like I said, he could play a Samoan guy. He could play a black guy, a light-skinned black guy. And now they're having him play a whole white guy. Actually, when I'm thinking about it, The Rock, I think one of his first movies that one of his first movies was called Walking Tall. This is way back, right? It's like 20 years ago. And I believe in that movie, yeah, he was in some town in Washington State. So he played the part of a biracial guy in that movie called Walking Tall. He fit the script perfectly in that film. But then we see like in the movie, like I referenced, Black Adam, he fit the script as well because he could be all these different things. He's very palatable. He could play an Egyptian god and it's believable. You look at him with his kind of brown, bronze, or golden complexion skin, you're like, oh yeah, he looks like he's Egyptian, Yeah, he looks Samoan, like he looks all these things. Now they're gonna make him look Caucasian. It's remarkable. I mean, it's very interesting. That's why I want to talk about this because I'm looking at this new development. He's gonna play a whole white guy in an MMA film, and I'm definitely gonna check it out and see it because I'm a fan of The Rock, of course. And this is interesting stuff. I just wanted to bring this up to you guys. What do you guys think about this whole concept of palatability, which is one of the reasons why I feel like a lot of mulattoes and biracial people or mixed people in general are kind of favored in a sense where the media and people within media definitely like to highlight us and select us for a lot of specific roles because it's we're able to translate, or we can translate, our presence can translate to a broader audience. Think of people like Drake in the hip hop industry, and then Doja Cat and Mariah Carey, etc. They can kind of cross over to different cultures and different groups of people because they can relate to these individuals, these stars. What do you guys have to say about this? Very interesting stuff, and let's keep the conversation going. Sayonara.